National Public Works Week 2018. Darrell Glenn, President, Board of County Commissioners.
All right, where is Mr. Reed? There he's going to come on down. Okay. Commissioners, I'm going to move the adoption of the proclamation recognizing National Public Works Week 2018. And whereas National Public Works Week is a week set aside each year by the American Public Works Association to recognize the contributions of public works professionals at all levels of government. And whereas public works personnel are among the first responders during emergencies and disasters, often working above and beyond the call of duty to maintain or restore needed services, and then working long after the other responders have departed the scene in order to ensure restoration occurs and operations resume. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of the county's community and people greatly depend on these facilities and services. And whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, construction, and maintenance is vital, dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works officials. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff the Public Works Department is materially influenced by the public's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. And whereas the El Paso County Public Works Operations combines with the expertise of highly skilled workers and individuals in many areas who work cooperatively to provide our residents with the most cost-effective and efficient infrastructure to meet the changing needs of our growing community. And whereas the Board of El Paso County Commissioners recognizes and extends appreciation to our dedicated and skilled staff at the Department of Public Works, which consists of the Office of Emergency Management, Hazardous Material Team, Fleet and Transportation, and recognizes the contributions of our Public Works employees make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, hereby proclaims the week of May 20th through May 26, 2018, as National Public Works Week in El Paso County and expresses its appreciation for the Department of Public Works and their vital work. Done the 17th day of May 2018 at Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Darrell Glenn, President, Mark Waller, President Pro Tem, Stan Vanderwerth, Logenius Gonzalez Jr., and Peggy Littleton, members, attested to by Chuck Perlman, County Clerk and Recorder.
Second.
Mr. President, if you expect Scott and I to do what the girls of the West did, it's not happening.
Okay. I think they are.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Before I start this briefing real quick on where we're going, what we've done so far, or just a few things, an update to you, I just want to tell you how proud I am of the folks standing behind me, sitting behind me. These guys, they don't know how to say, no, we can't do it. They get it done, and they get it done right. And more and more citizens are sending us emails saying, thank you for the great work that you've done. The pride that they put into their work is phenomenal, and they continue to do it. So thank you, guys. I really appreciate everything you've done for us.
Come down. Jennifer.
So I want to talk real quickly about the HELP program, the Highway Entry Level program. This is where we bring folks in that have no skills whatsoever when it comes to highway. I intentionally set this up thinking maybe we would bring some high schoolers or folks, young folks that didn't know what they wanted to do with themselves. But I got the gamut. I got from high school all the way to age 55 coming in, and I thought this is really good. And this has worked out better than we thought it would. Just to kind of give you some idea, it's a 6-month program. We've held 3 so far. Out of those, we've kept 12 out of the 15 folks that we've brought in. 2 of them went for higher pay, 1 went for a horse farm. We've kept 12, and I think that's a huge benefit there. We obviously, on the basic fundamentals of heavy equipment, they receive about 230 hours of training, which I think is important. And after the course, they have a Class B CDL, which is about 160 hours of training. When we send them out to the field, they're ready and prepared to support the teams that they're assigned to. And the teams that we run them through all the teams. I think there's 5 of them, 5 different ones. And wherever they fit best is where we place them. So we set them up for success. And it has been a great asset to filling a need because there is no school out here for this, and we do it here. So I think that program has been very successful. And it's been successful because of our foremen, our supervisors, our training. They put a lot of time into it to make sure these folks are ready to go out and work. our mechanized wildland team. There were some mixed feelings about this, but it has turned out to be a great asset to this county. And the fire chiefs are just ecstatic. The fact that we can get out there and cut line around that fire and contain it as quickly as we have. On the last fire in Hanover, the 117 fire, which I think we met Sunday, is that right, Commissioner? Yeah, we had a meeting Monday, that's right. They saved homes as a result of this, and they've saved several homes. We've had 12 fire responses. They've done very well. We're extremely safe. During the tire fire that I had, they brought over 50,000 gallons of water to that fire and supported that fire 24/7. Barricaded roads as well. And keep in mind, while those folks are supporting that, the rest of the staff are picking up the work. The work doesn't stop. It continues to go at the pace that it was set at. Do the mild, where are we at? Did I go too far? I did. Go back.
Read the one that's in front of you.
Previous, there we go. Oh, okay. Anti-icing, mine doesn't match. What we're trying to do is Brian, I think you've heard this before. What we'd like to do is pre-treat the roads to make them safer so that the snow doesn't stick and we're able to clear those roads better for the public. We have the equipment in place. What we're trying to do now is get the storage and get that going. We hope by next winter we're ready to go with this program. I think it'll be very successful. Someone asked me the other day, what's that rod on the front of my bumper? That gives me the road temperature. It has to be applied above 15 degrees. Below 15 degrees is not effective. So we monitor that. So a lot of people, you have the air temperature, but you also have the road temperature, which is important. This I think will make a great difference in our snow removal in the county. Graveling, we're ahead. We're 16 lane miles. I think we'll do more than that this year, depending on how much gravel we have. Because it's been seasonally dry, we've been able to get out there and continue to hit those roads. We didn't have a heavy winter, so that was to our advantage then. Right-of-way mowing, last year, our mowers, they kind of died. And we were struggling to keep a single mower out there on the road. There were a lot of complaints of high weeds, and we just couldn't get there. Well, with your assistance, we've been able to lease these or buy these on a lease program, and we now are up and running 100%, and hopefully we're able to hit more of that mowing this year and your complaints drop. I think Commissioner Vanover, if you have frequent flyers that call constant, hopefully we get ahead of those phone calls and take care of that for you. And then Commissioner Gonzalez, you have the same issue as well. We have folks that are pretty good weed monitors for us, and we'll try to get out there ahead of those folks if we can do that. Our fleet services, our bay was completely cleaned of all the exhaust, everything. If you go in there now, it's white, it's bright, it's like daytime in there. We have totally cleaned that work environment. That work environment is extremely clean and professional. It needed to happen. I don't know that it has happened in the last 10, 15 years. So there was a lot of grime and stuff that we cleaned up there. And on top of that, we're still working our full weeks, 7 days a week, and that's working very well. As we get new trucks in, our mechanics are going to school to learn how to repair and maintain those trucks. A lot of times the manufacturers give us the courses and we'll send folks to that so that we can do that properly and make sure our fleet is well maintained. The truck wash you see up there is going to be something different. The crews have kept the trucks as clean as they are able, but it's very inefficient the way we do it now. One truck could take a couple hours and it just doesn't work. So the truck wash will allow us to take some of that grime and dirt and oil and salt that we get out there that erodes the bodies, and they should be able to run these things in 5 minutes each, run through and keep the fleet clean. So it's preventative maintenance more than anything else. And we're working on that now. I think that's in contracting and in progress. Safety has been a big deal for us. And I'll show you later on how important that is to us. But what you see here are attenuators. These are put in front of work sites. If someone decides they want to hit a truck, they'll hit the attenuators. The attenuators will absorb that energy and will protect the crews. That's the important thing. And we have a couple of those that we send out. RFID gate entry. What we've noticed just watching is as the trucks come in, they got to kind of get out of the truck and hit it. We want to raise that up and make it a little bit easier for them. And we've also talked about the simulators. One of the other things that's not on here is Scott did some research, and if you look, I think we have one person with one of the jackets, how bright the jackets are, you can't miss them. So we've changed that. Their clothing is extremely bright out there on the road. We want to protect our employees while they're out there doing the work. Here's our accidents, just to give you an idea. In 2018, we're way low, and hopefully we can maintain that and keep it that way. They come to work whole, and we want to send them home whole. So we have worked very hard to increase our safety and to make sure our employees are safe. And so here, it gives you this. We also review each accident through a board, and we sit down and we discuss it with the person that had the accident. And we try to figure out what was it? Is it something we can do? Is it training? Is it whatever we can do to make it safer for them and maintain our equipment at the same time. Any questions for me?
Questions? Commissioner Vanderwood.
Thank you. I appreciate all the great work you're doing. With the upgrades of the equipment and everything. That's really great, because I know that's going to address efficiency issues. Which is something that we need to really do. And at some point in the future, Jim, you and I have talked about this. I am interested in seeing, perhaps in a public forum here at a future date, the projected projects from the ballot measure and the non-ballot measure, and then the status of where those are. Because I do have an interest in knowing which projects are ballot measure, which projects are not, and then watching how they progress through time. So if we could get to that at some point in the future, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. But I'll tell you what, regardless of that point, my hat's off to the team, because I know they do an enormous amount of work. Sometimes it's a thankless job, right? So I just appreciate what everybody is doing, out there, keeping our streets safe for our citizens. And I know it's sometimes a tough job. So I just want to thank everybody for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other comments?
Oops, sorry.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too just wanted to thank the crews out there. I mean, they do an outstanding job, and feedback I've gotten with saving homes the last couple of fires. They're doing great job out there, and very appreciative of everything they do. And I know sometimes we get calls and complaints about roads and all that issue, but we greatly appreciate everything they do. So thank you.
Commissioner Littleton.
Thank you. I also just want to extend my gratitude for everything that you guys do and how you keep your teams motivated, inspired, and out on the road. And it's a positive work environment, I think, out there. A lot of enthusiasm for what everybody does. I know that we didn't give you a lot of practice this year or a lot of opportunity to go out and clear snow. So we tried to work in a few hailstorms, right, so that you can go out and clear the roads from the hail that have come recently. One of the things that we know, and we've seen the effectiveness of the road graders in breaking fire lines. I know we've talked about it in the past, but hopefully we can continue to consider in the future those citizens that have road graders or other equipment as well, getting to a point where we can certify them, make sure that there are waivers in place that should they need to be called in, we have extra hands on the ground and extra machinery on the ground if necessary, because we know how effective those can be. And I think we can do that. I think El Paso County has the capacity to pull in some of our citizens as well to assist with that, as long as they assign all the appropriate waivers of liability, et cetera. So thank you guys for what you do. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Waller.
Thank you, Mr. President. One of the things I'm always struck by is, this isn't your grandpa's Public Works Department. It is amazing how innovative the technology that goes into this, the number of things that our Public Works Department does that requires some sort of expertise, whether it's snow plowing, but having computers on board to let you know where to go to do the snow plowing, to cutting the fire breaks, to producing the data that shows where the fire is, to cleaning out culverts to make sure flooding water has a way to manage its way down to the tributaries and get to the right places. It's truly there's truly a lot of work expertise, a lot of education that goes into being a public works worker these days. It's not just a matter of hopping in a truck and going. You got to know a lot of stuff, and it's pretty impressive. And I'm always amazed at how knowledgeable, how well trained, and how effective these guys and gals can be out there doing the job.
Yeah, well said. I just want to thank the team up there, and somehow you make these guys look good, and that's hard. I know you guys have to work really hard to do that. So we need to come up with like
Especially on a day like
with
today.
like a dunk tank or something, so you can take out your frustration with these guys. I think we're going to do that.
If I might, I must say, that is the line of the day right there. I love it.
I think they like that idea. Maybe we'll do that at the fair. All right, any other comments? All right, we'll call the roll here then. Commissioner Littleton.
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Aye.
Commissioner Vanderwerf.
Aye.
Commissioner Waller.
Aye.
President votes aye. That passes unanimously. We'll stand in recess and get a picture.
All right.
Everybody
We need our-
come in the center. Yeah.